Beetle here, and welcome to another OpenToonz tutorial. Today I'm going to be talking about the color model. The color model is a window in OpenToonz. You go to Windows, it's going to be right here if you're using the defaults, and basically it's an automatic color picker. It's very good if you have a character that you really need to conform to the colors, and so you can make a color model for that. It's name of the window. You can make a color model for that character and then just load it up here and your palette's going to show up. So first thing to do, you need to have a level open. It will not allow you to load in a color model unless you have a level. Now I'm going to go ahead and drag in an HTML color codes thing because I needed a quick color thing that I pulled off the internet. So this one, you'll notice we have way more colors than we meant to. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that we're looking for, and we have 15 that showed up. This is because any color it sees, it has a certain threshold, but for the most part, any color it sees, it's going to make a new style for. We have 2 different types of purple here, just in this one section. But also we have some darker purples, and to some extent it's counting them as just two colors. Over here, if we've got more blurring, we're ending up with more colors, but for the most part it's giving us our 5 colors and then some. The way to combat this is unfortunately a little bit tedious for large things, but it's basically to take the colors you want, rename them to something you will notice. Yep. Yes. How many have I done? Yes. I know I've done that one. I'm doing this one now. Done that and that. And basically delete anything that still says color. This will rectify the issue for the current project, and you now have the 5 colors that you were looking for. You then go ahead and save the palette. Make sure you save it into palettes because that's going to put it in your project palettes folder over here, which is really good. So go ahead and name this, say, we're just going to call it AA. Save it, and you have a project palette. Keep in mind, something that I've noticed is it doesn't show up in project palettes right away. If that happens to you, name the scene DD, save everything, close the window, and reopen OpenToonz. And if you notice, it's now in our project palettes. We can go ahead and load it into the current palette. After we have a level, we can load it into the current palette, and you'll see we have all of our colors here. Another thing that you can do is take a more complicated image and try to work with that. I've got one that I've downloaded off of opengamesart.org, and it's a little more complicated. You'll notice they have a gradient in the background, and that's totally throwing off our colors. We've got 29 colors. So what I do when that happens is take the top color, take the bottom color, and then you'll have to make a gradient between them later. Go ahead and take the gray, and really a lot of this is slightly tedious, but it is way less tedious than going and trying to find the color yourself. So let's see, that was this one. I'm doing this one now. And this one, it's nice and crisp. It's having a lot less trouble finding individual colors, except for that gradient in the background. Anyone that you have a gradient, you're going to have a little more trouble because it's going to go, oh shoot, what do I do with that? Well, here's all the in-between colors. Figure it out yourself. Let's see. green, the brown, the light brown, blue, blue. Oh, my other blues. I almost forgot my other blues. Yes, and while you're doing this, you can name them individual colors. Like if you know that this is water, if you want to call this water 1 and this water 2, that's totally fine. It depends on how tedious you want to make it. This is just easier for me to remember, so I just name everything something other than color to begin with. And after I've deleted all my extra colors, I go ahead and rename things to what I really want them to be, if I'm not too lazy. Sometimes I just leave them. So you'll notice now I have a nice spattering of colors. I've got pretty much every color I would need to recreate this photo. And I can go ahead and save it in my palette section. Call it BB because I already have an AA. Again, you'll notice it doesn't show up in project palettes yet. I'm going to go ahead and save this as DD. Overwrite. And thus, that is how the color palette works. Depending on how crisp your image is, you're going to have more or less trouble with the amount of colors it gives you. Over here, you'll have lots of ability to pick and choose which colors you want, but also you have the ability to save complete palettes, and that's really helpful when you're working with 3 characters in the same project and you just need to add in a palette over here. You can just drag it into a new page, and then you have the colors for the background and the colors for the person. So if you have 2 people on the same level, this color picker is so much easier to use than trying to figure out palettes and everything. So other than that, the palette section is very straightforward. You've got these options, which basically, if you have a see-through image, this is going to put white behind your image, this is going to put black behind your image, and this is going to keep the background transparent. I have a completely solid image here, so it's not affecting it at all. You also have play, stop, and go options. This is because you can load into the color model in your projects folder. Say I want this one. Oops, not what I wanted to do. I want to come over here, load a color model, and this is going to give you all of the colors from said color model. This is just basically lines, but the reason that you have these buttons is you have also all of the frames from this color model to choose from. I haven't quite figured out all of the particulars for this, but if you say use current frame, everything disappears. So I honestly have no idea exactly what that is. But you did get everything from completely transparent to not transparent at all, which I had in that level. So that's basically it. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them down below in the comments. If you have any suggestions for future videos, please let me know. I'm very curious to see what you guys are looking for. Thanks for watching. If this video was good, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to comment and subscribe.